वारसा युवकांचा, विवेकाचा, महाराष्ट्रातल्या समाजसुधारकांचा.
Since the dawn of time, superstitions have been governing our decision-making abilities. Superstitions are rules laid out by our ancestors for us to follow, to protect us from things which may have caused distress to them at some point of time. These rules were disguised in the name of religion, traditions, and God to make sure they are being adhered to. Superstitions are deep-rooted and irrational beliefs which have no profanity. Superstitions are the legacy of every civilization and are inherited by the following generations. It was once believed that superstition could be rooted out with the spread of education, but these have continued to linger with the generation. Superstitions are so deep-rooted in our tradition that it's difficult to pinpoint where the trend initially began. If looked into closely, you will positively find cave paintings in the midst of some remote foreign land, of cavemen choosing their lucky spear to go hunting. Perhaps superstitions originated when man was at the mercy of the natural elements. He respected and worshipped the forces of nature like the sun, the moon, water, etc. He worshipped fire because of its destructive ability. When man started falling prey to diseases, he started appeasing the gods with offerings, penances, and sacrifices to ward off evil spirits. These fears or beliefs have become so much a part of our lives that most of the times we don't even realize our actions are based on a myth. We live in a world where gods come dime a dozen. Yet, if it's a matter of convenience, it will be the names of these gods that will be dragged into the ring to make sure they have the upper hand. Superstitions are said to stem from folklores and tales, and just like any old wives' tales, the logic behind them is little to nothing. Having said that, not all superstitions are baseless. Most of these myths have a fair share of logic put into them. Take into consideration the myth of a cat crossing your path and forcing you to wait a little before continuing on your route. In ancient times, during night, people used to go through forest in bullock carts with a little light of kerosene lantern. The carriage animals get past big cats like leopards, hyenas, and jackal foxes. These animals have glowing eyes and scare the cows, horses, or the bulls that pull the carts. Travelers shared their hard experiences and told other travelers not to proceed travel while the cats crossing the roads. And in the course of changing times, the cat crossing got life, and people forgot forest cats and took the domestic cats. If a dead person's eyes are left open, it is believed that this other soul around the dead body will be taken away with him through his eyes. But the real reason behind this is to make the dead person look as if he is sleeping peacefully and nothing more or less. Another famous superstition says breaking mirror brings 7 years bad luck. This could have sprung to life from the fact that during old times, mirrors were not cheap and they were low quality and easily defected. In order to avoid negligence, it was told that breaking a mirror brings 7 years of bad luck. That was simple scare tactic. It is also said that a lizard falling on human will bring bad luck. This could be derived from the fact that lizards that are poisonous in nature release poisonous chemicals from their body in order to protect them from their enemies. If such lizards come in contact of a person's body or falls in a food item like milk, etc., then is bound to make it contaminated. And to while mentioning famous superstitions, let us not forget to mention the practice of hanging lemon and chilies in front of property to keep away from misfortune. However, this decorative wall hanging also acts a simple pesticide from ancient times. The cotton thread, which is used to pierce the chilies and lemon, absorbs the acid from the fruit while it is fresh. This smell keeps the pests and insects away from the shops. In South India, people bath early in the morning and apply sandalwood on their forehead. People have now realized that sandalwood keeps the forehead cool and soothes the brain, and hence the practice has been there since time immemorial. In today's scientific world, it is necessary that we do not blindly follow all the superstitions that were handed over to us by our ancestors. We are modern, both in our outlook and the age we are in. Therefore, we should have a judicious look for some logical reason behind every superstition before accepting it. We would then be able to give up those superstitions which have no rationality and applications in today's life. It is only in this way that we can lead our normal lives. In 21st century India, many people in rural as well as urban areas would still rather consult a tantric or an astrologer to cure their illness instead of approaching a doctor qualified for the job. In spite of the wide prevalence of superstition and irrational religious practices, including black magic, only 3 states have laws intended to deal with the social problem. Owls are trapped and traded illegally in India because they are of a great importance in many superstitious beliefs. Thus, these cute birds are used in black magic and sorcery. Referred to as tantrics, the black magic practitioners use owls and their various body parts in rituals and sacred ceremonies. Jadoo Tona Andhashraddha Vidrohi Bill was tabled in 2003. It was a noble effort of the legislators to put an end to the atrocities being committed in the name of religion. Violation of this law could cause imprisonment minimum of 6 months and a penalty of ₹5,000 or a maximum of 7 years of imprisonment with a penalty of ₹50,000. Ignorant people have faith in something unseen. Even educated people are doing the same thing. We have got all this from our evolution from dark ages. The only cure for unnecessary superstitions is education and awareness. We should develop a reasoning power. We must have a scientific mind. We should try to analyze the things in logical way. Only then we may be free from unnecessary superstitions of mind. Superstitions have a demoralizing effect on our life. It ends our self-confidence. We cannot think in a reasonable way. All our thinking and working power gets paralyzed under the influence of unknown fears. We consult priests, pundits, astrologers, and others for making our life lucky. We are disturbed because of the unknown. We may not do all this unknowingly. The unknown, fear hangs over us, and we cannot get rid of it easily. It's natural to think that living things must be the handiwork of a designer. No god believes or encourages prosperity of his one devotee over the other. So next time you throw salt over your left shoulder, turn around and see how those grains get wasted. When in a wedding or a puja, you throw rice to shower your blessings, Think about all those people for whom having a bowl of rice is a blessing. Look around when you go to the temple and see the number of teachers and numerous children of the same God lie empty stomached in his presence. So, remember, if a black cat crosses your path, it signifies that the animal is going somewhere and nothing more. For fear is the main source of superstition and one of the main sources of cruelty. To conquer fear is the beginning of wisdom.